Hey traders, this is Ron Hayden, Market Tamer. Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys had a fantastic day. As always, nothing in this presentation shall constitute a recommendation to buy or sell any security. Trading stocks and options involves risk, and specific financial issues should always be addressed with your financial advisor. We'll kick off here with the SPY. It was up 48 cents, a whopping 0.17%. Bulls have the edge. I'm not going to go through all the indexes because it's just bulls, 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 just like I said in Sunday's video. Now, for something different, take a look at GLD, and just for disclosure, I do have long calls on GLD. Gold was up 1.52% today, almost $2. We are now entering into this overhead chop zone, which usually would act as some overhead resistance, but given how we're just ebbing and flowing here, we're zipping up, pulling back to the red line, the 20-day EMA. We rip up again, pull back to the 20-day EMA, and now ripping up higher. The pullbacks are on lighter volume, if I zoom in here, and the pop-ups, pops are on higher volume. This is all good stuff if you're a bull. But usually you get back up in here, these folks start selling because they were wrong the last time they bought up here because that led to a big decline. However, given how we're ebbing and flowing in this kind of thrust higher, I'll be curious to see if we can just start eating through some of this, because if we start getting above, 129, if I go back to a 5-year chart, 129, 130 is one resistance. 2-year resistance, we break through that, there could be some interesting stuff ahead, if you will, because even going back to 2014, 130-ish was an area of contention. Although as of right now, it's just in a trading range. Short-term bullish, seasonally bullish, but it's still in a trading range. I'll keep an eye on this one. We'll bring it back in if we get that breakout. Moving on to SLV, silver, nice 1.35% pop today. It's not quite back up in the old trading range, which would be considered the overhead supply. Remember all these folks that bought here, they were not right, they were wrong. They then dropped. Now when you get back up there, they would naturally want to maybe consider selling, but we're not even there yet. So silver continues to lag. And if you're a big bull on gold, you like to see silver equaling or leading, and it's just not doing it. Now take a look at some miners. Here is SIL. Nice 3+% pop today, cleared the previous peak. Target, there's a little bit of support here at 29, then 28, then there's 29, then you're back up into the overhead chop area of about 30, but it is bullish right now. George Delta X-Ray, the gold mining ETF. We just took out some previous highs, so I have to go back 2 years and say, whoa, where's the next resistance? Up around 24.5, so another $1.50 or so higher, another 5% or so. GDXJ, the juniors, 4% higher. They also just broke through this overhead supply. Their next target is now 36, and then we would go up here to 37.50. So across the board, metals are looking good for right now. Here are bonds, TLT. They're still range bound again, which is why I don't talk about them a whole lot. How about Walmart, WMT? Stock jumped 2.21%. If I zoom in here a little bit, you can see the old cup and handle. There's the cup, there's the handle. Never really went too much higher, but now we're even seeing inverted head and shoulders over here. Left shoulder here, head down here, right shoulder here. Neckline was pretty much where we ended the day on Friday. Gap up, closed off the highs. It's still bullish. The target would be right up at 105, about 3% higher. And then if you take out that high, you have the other high right up there around 106, 107. We break out from there, that's a massive breakout. But right now, I would not be concerned that Walmart came off its highs. It gapped up, volume was good. I would watch for the blue line, short-term, 5-day EMA. If it keeps bouncing off that, that'll show that the short-term trend is very strong. Otherwise, if I was going to play it bullish, I'd consider the 20-day EMA as an end-of-day trailing stop for swing-type trades. And when I call like a swing trade is something it could last days, weeks, months if we get lucky, but it's typically not something that you're looking at 6 to 12 months. That's a long-term trade in my book. And the 20-day EMA in red, which is what I talk about quite a bit, it's a month worth of data. So if it can stay above that, that would be considered bullish. 2 other stocks to keep an eye on. I just came across these today. SPN, Superior Energy. What they did today for a little stock is it went from about 4 something to all the way up near 5 something, 23% gain. But here's the thing. There's no major resistance, frankly, until up near the 200-day in purple, which sort of ties in with some lows and other stuff. There's just not a lot. We just went straight down from 8 to 3, 50% loss in value in about 2 months, less than 2 months. Well, right now, low to mid 7s, $8. that could still be maybe 50% or more as an upside potential target. In this case, I'd probably use maybe an 8-day as a trailing stop because the 20-day is going to be really far away. Right now, the 20 is at 420. I mean, that's huge. That would be like a $54 stock having a 20-day EMA as a $42 stop. That's just too much. So maybe switch out and go to an 8-day EMA there. And here is Watt. This is Energous. They were up 11% today. Look at this decline from basically 1750 down near 5. Well, now we're spending time above the moving averages, and today we had a big thrust. There's a little resistance right where it stopped at 10, but I would argue until we find major resistance again, it's up here. It was such a slow, methodical drop that there's not a whole lot in its way. For something like this, either an 8 or a 20-day EMA as a trailing stop as well. Just wanted to share with you 2 new stocks that just came across my radar. That's it. Wish you guys all the best. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.